So Tennessee fans are convinced that the media hates them, thinks about them all the time, and is out to get them at all turns. And honestly, Brent, it's tough to argue with Tennessee fans when you see what happened with Troy Ekman last week on a call on, this is not an ESPN Plus game, this is on big ESPN, where he falsely states that a player for Tennessee has tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs and goes on to say that the entire team will be tested the next day to see if they're eligible moving forward. We got an apology from Troy Ekman. We've heard nothing from ESPN on this, but when things like this happen, it gives more firewood to Tennessee fans to burn that belief that everyone is out to get them. What did you make of what happened on ESPN with that?
Well, I mean, from a broadcasting standpoint, and I don't know who his sources were, where he came from. I think we're all reminded and should be reminded daily that Twitter can be dangerous. What's a fake account? What's a real account? What's somebody know, not know? You don't want to use Twitter as your source, particularly if you're reporting a story of that magnitude. That's different than an opinion. That's different than an analysis of something. You're reporting a story where there's a lot of privacy issues involved there, health issues involved. You better have that one buttoned up tight and lock, stock, and barrel before you go out and make those kind of accusations and say what they say. What he said. I applaud Evan Russell's family for the way that they handled it and the way they went about it and kind of forgiving and moving on as quick as they did. I don't think as a parent I would have been able to do that. But hats off to them for the way that they handled it, and that's something you just can't, you shouldn't do in broadcasting, in my opinion. You better have that completely verified before you start throwing out some serious accusations that he threw out in that broadcast. As for Tennessee fans, listen, I think Tennessee fans are much like a lot of Tennessee teams. They're at their best when they got a chip on their shoulder, right? This Tennessee baseball team has been at its best when they've got something to be mad about. Somebody says something, somebody tweets something out, somebody says, talks a little trash from the dugout, whatever to get this team going, gets them going. I think you go back and look at the best Tennessee football teams, they're the ones that find a way to have a chip on their shoulder, that they take some minuscule quote and turn it into an Armageddon. Everybody's out to get you bulletin board material. And I think Tennessee fans are, they're tired of not being successful, and they're tired of getting beat up over not being successful, and they're in their moment right now, and they're certainly going to defend their program and try to have their heyday. They've been an easy target because of not things they've done, but things that have happened at the University of Tennessee. They've been low-hanging fruit for a lot of people to talk about for many years now.